In this episode of Negative Modifier, we'll be playing the game Delta Green. Delta Green, by design, tackles various mature themes that may be uncomfortable or triggering for listeners. Listener discretion is advised. So you want to go find Charles?
Yep.
Go find Charles.
So he's easy to find. You don't have to roll to find him. You can kind of hear someone boisterously talking to the crews and stuff like that, hurrying them along, the festival's gonna be amazing. Just amazing. This festival's gonna be the greatest thing this town's ever seen. It'll put this town on the map. You kind of hear that just kind of echoing a little bit from where you're assuming Mr. Charles Xanathos is. Xanthos.
So we can hear him, but we can't see him?
Yeah, he's being a loud kind of individual, I guess. Like, you know those types of people. You kind of find them just by following their voice eventually.
And we follow the sound of his voice.
Yep. Yeah, so you back at kind of the start of the festival grounds, I guess, or the start of the festival path, and yeah, he's there. He's in his kind of typical, you've been told to be typical yellow suit, and he's kind of directed. It's like a rich gold, but a little bit kind of too richy yellow to be truly gold, I guess. That maybe a little bit of orange in there or something. It's a nice yellow suit, and he's kind of waving his hands and directing and kind of looking real pleased and stuff. He's got one of those kind of old school straw hats, not like the ones, like the squarish looking ones. They're just like perfect circles, kind of fanning himself with that slightly. It'll be marvelous. Marvelous, I say, when this is all done. People won't know what happened here. It'll be a sight for the ages. People will be telling stories of this for years to come.
Sir, what is going on exactly?
Kind of looks at you. Why, my good strangers, I do not believe I have had the pleasure of making your acquaintances yet. My name is Mr. Charles Xanthos, and I am the ringleader of this cultural circus that has come to bestow itself upon this town. This is the festival to celebrate the opening of this town's remarkable and incredibly historic museum. I have poured time, blood, and money into bringing this town a slice of culture that will put it on the map and draw people from far and wide to come to this here small Kansas town, breathing new life into it, making it the, kind of gets real close, like tips his hat, the hot spot to be in Kansas of this nature, if you will.
What nature is that? What's in the museum?
All types of historical artifacts. Many boys from this town served in World War II and World War I and Vietnam and Korea, and we're giving them a mighty send-off as that, celebrating the cow and train history of this town, its manufacturing days in the modern era, and just kind of the good people of this town, the local achievements, the various events that have happened throughout the Great Fire of the early 1800s that ravaged this town ever so horribly. Although I might have that year wrong. I'm not the local historian. There's one of those for them types of details. It's giving this town the spotlight it deserves.
Well, your festival certainly is the talk of the town.
And indeed I intend it to be. I have worked tirelessly day and night to make sure that everyone, far and wide, knows to be here or be, as they say, a square.
What are the highlights of this festival? I know it's several days long. What's going on? Like, what are the big events?
Well, the festival's mostly a cultural exchange, if you will, kind of getting people to come to the town, various local foods. We're going to have some cattle rustling demonstrations, is my understanding, some agricultural show, might even have a pie-eating competition if we can get them pies made in time. But mostly it's all going to culminate in a unveiling of the new Brookville Museum, a town forgotten by the ages for the ages. We've spent some money kind of making a small park behind the museum. It's got a lake and everything. Very nice. Wonderful place to walk a dog or take the children on a Sunday afternoon of some kind, after church, of course. Just trying to give this people, this slowly, tragically dying town, a little something to breathe some life back into it. Towns don't have to die, gentlemen and lady. People let them die, and that's a damn tragedy.
Well, this museum sounds for sure interesting. Is it open now? Like, can we go check it out, or is there like a big unveiling event?
Tragically, no. It is still an under construction operation. I must insist on privacy. I do my greatest work, and I do have great plans for the unveiling of this museum that I do not want ruined. You must understand, as a bit of a showman, I like to have a couple aces up my sleeve for the big finale of sorts, if you will. But if you're in town still, do come by. We would love to have you for our special day and big unveiling. There might even be a boat race across the pond. Again, it's not a real pond, more of a glorified duck swimming pool of sorts, but we think it will be a nice addition to the town.
Remind us, what day is the grand opening?
Friday. This Friday. 4 days from now, gentlemen and lady. Now, I've been going on about myself and my festival here in this wonderful town that's chosen to host me. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing at this here moment? You're not from here, or else I'd know you, and I'd have you at work here getting this all set up, or you'd be at work providing for your family and children and yourself. Again, who is you?
We're here with the Environmental Protection Agency, taking a look at the state park nearby, the lake there. We had to run some tests on the water there, taking a look at the fish population.
That's a tragedy. The local population of water and water-dwelling animals has brought the EPA to this town, but never better timing. Have you found what you're looking for yet?
Well, we've only just started our analyses today, so it's going to take a few days, so there's a good chance we'll still be here on Friday. Don't know yet what we're going to find about the lake specifically, but it doesn't look terrible. We just got to do our due diligence as the protection agency and make sure there's no concerns that were brought up initially. So maybe we'll still be here on Friday.
I encourage you to elongate your investigation so you can be here. It would do my heart wonders for you to partake in this town, being the first outsiders we brought in with it. Outsiders, tourism is the lifeblood of situations like this, and I do indeed to pump as much blood into this town as humanly possible before I take my circus elsewhere and do the same somewhere else.
Oh, you've done this elsewhere?
Once or twice with various effects. I think of myself as a cultural envoy of sorts. I bring the theater, the arts, not always festivals like this, but showings of the arts, showings of culture, if you will, and encouraging that back into places where it's fallen by the wayside and people have lost their artistic spirit of sort. Jumper, give me an alertness check.
Got it. Barely succeeded with the 46 out of 49.
Yeah, so while he's talking through all of this, he's very kind of, like the split second, his face isn't a human face. It's like a porcelain mask, again, for like a split second or something. And that's back to being normal. But also, you're crazy, so you're probably just seeing things.
Everybody else is crazy. I'm not.
Give me a sand check on that one, actually. It's weird.
Oh, gosh. I failed with a 58 out of 34.
Give me a 1d6 on that, then.
Oh, jeez. Hey, I only took one hit.
Only one hit? Yeah, so he's talking, he's showmanshiping, he's very magnanimous, this Mr. Xanthos.
Well, when he says that he's done this before, I go, oh, well, which other cities have you done this in?
Oh, no one you'd ever heard of. All small types of situations. If I really scratch my mind, I could come up with them. I sadly move on as fast as I blow into town, if you will. But always places in need, places overlooked, places in their last death throes, if you will. Barely a glimmer of hope left in them. Always with a great success due to my efforts, though.
So, what sort of if we are here for the festival, what sort of revelry will we be able to look forward to?
Well, we're going to have a marching band and fireworks and various cultural displays. I believe we had some local artists even volunteer to showcase some of their works. There might even be a play put on right here on kind of gestures to the bandstand. Right here on this bandstand. Can you believe it? A play put on here in Brookville, Kansas. Small Brookville, Kansas. They'll be talking about this in Wichita and farther.
So, when you say there might be a play, I'm curious as to why that's indefinite.
Casting, people learning their scripts, all that stuff. Between you and me, the local talent pool is a tad shallower than my pond up top, I must admit, when it comes to the theatrical arts. And if you're going to do something, you do it right. You don't half-ass it just to say you did it. You make sure it's memorable and the people are talking about it forever. It leaves an impact, if you will. That's how you save towns like this. You give them the real show.
I just, a play being an undertaking, I wonder, given the short amount of time that you have, I don't know, it just seems like you wouldn't have, at this point it'd either be a definite it will or it won't,
My good sir, a lack of ambition is what drags down the common man, and I refuse to be shackled as such. Dream big, do bigger, and maybe have a couple activities fall by the wayside at the last minute due to unforeseen circumstances or lack of professional ability throughout it all. The goal is to give them spectacle, and if no play happens, well, then no play happens, but I have nothing but faith that our darling French play will be seen.
All right.
What else can I do for you as my dear EPA agents? I must be getting back to my festival, obviously, but...
Well, I know you said the museum was not open yet. Is the lake available to walk around?
If you're into large cement dugouts in the ground, yes, I suppose you can go check it out if you will. It's kind of just over your shoulder. It's just up that way, so it's hard to miss. It's the only, cavity in the ground as of right now. Don't worry, it'll be filled in by the time it's time for the festival, and I suppose you can cast your eyeballs upon the outside of our up-and-coming museum.
Well, yeah, I'd like to take a look at your lake in progress, if you don't mind.
But of course, that's a bit of a strange thing to be interested in, but I'm known to indulge stranger. I just follow the path up, kind of gestures again, I just follow the route up to the museum. It's hard to miss. I would take you myself, but I have decorations to deal with still to ensure this festival goes off right, and that this is truly an event to remember.
Very well. It was very nice to meet you, Mr. Charles Xanthos, I think you said?
Xanthos, yes. It's a bit of a mouth twister, I know, but it's the name I was born with, unfortunately. Or fortunately, in my case, because I have grown to love it. Charles, like a king of some kind, Xanthos makes me sound foreign and exotic. So I think of myself as kind of a strange traveling king, if you will, bringing culture to forgotten land.
Well, no more questions from me. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Anytime, agents. If you find yourself with more questions about my darling little festival, please seek me out. I'll be here until it opens, and then I'll be shoving off to find the next place to help out. I do encourage you to be around. It'll be quite the festival. It might blow your mind. Till next time, agents. Kind of walks off and gets back to festival directorship.
Well, do you guys think we should just maybe take a mosey on up to the museum and lake and see what we see?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's creepy.
Did seem a little out of this world or something.
For someone who has saved so many towns with his talents, he sure wasn't forthcoming on which towns those were. You'd think he would be up for bragging about that.
Yeah, he would. And if he really did what he claims to have done with them, then yeah, he would. I don't think he would fail to remember them either. He'd want to use them as proof of his efficacy, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, let's go check out that pond and museum.
All right, so you kind of walk through town. Everyone but Jumper, give me an alertness check as you're walking.
8 success for Jackal.
7 success.
100% out of 54 fumble.
Yeah, so Jackal and Jetlag, the walk feels longer. Like, it almost feels like you're making less progress than you should be, I guess. Like, it feels like you're actively moving too slow, I guess, as you're kind of moving through all of this. Agent Jotun's having a hard time. Apparently, maybe that medication you took the day before to kind of help get yourself out of work still is messing with your system some, but you're not picking up on this. Agent Jumper, you're looking at this, it's a lot of distance. Like, you're not quite sure why the rest of the team's willing to walk this. It's like easily at least a mile from where you are to the outside of town, but also that doesn't seem right. Like, you spend way too long walking by buildings that are maybe like 20, 40 feet deep. Like, you feel like you're walking by a couple of them for 5-6 minutes, and you're actively a little bit aware of this fact, but not quite sure why. Everyone but Jotun, give me a sand check.
21 out of 77 success.
All right.
45 success for Jackal.
Nice. Waiting on Jumper.
Oh, I had to scan. Oh, man. 97 out of 33.
You just take 1 sand damage. It's real weird, but like the more time you're spending here, the more like into focus this weirdness feels like maybe it's becoming. Like, it's no longer just flickering. You're much more aware of all that stuff happening around you, I guess is the way of thinking of it. It's no longer quite as fleeting. Like, you can almost kind of focus and see the weirdness going on, and yeah, like you're seeing kind of more of that, like that split image of kind of disrepair and stuff. It's a little bit more there, almost like it's 2 images lay on top of each other, and you can kind of see through one to the other. And yeah, it's strange. No one else has commented on this yet.
This walk does seem to be taking a long time. I thought it was just around the corner.
Yeah, was it jet lag? Said we could probably walk through town in 10 minutes. That has not proven to be true.
How long has it been?
A couple of minutes. Like, the timeline matches up, but like your fatigue and like, the time, it's making sense. Like, you're making the right amount of progress, the amount of time you're making, but it's almost like you're experiencing time differently.
Yeah, it's only been a couple minutes, but man, I am tired. It feels like we've been walking for hours.
Must be that big burger I had. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe they brew the beer strong around here.
Or this place could be cursed. Just saying.
Yeah, so after some time, you do arrive at the lake. I guess you arrive at the museum. The lake is behind the museum, so you wouldn't see the lake immediately. And yeah, the museum is kind of most of the way through its renovation. Like, they could get it done in a day or two if they put some effort in. But yeah, someone's converting a warehouse. They've kind of painted up some. They have a big fancy sign that reads the Brookville Museum, all welcome kind of thing. There's a big kind of closed sign across the front door. Just come back in a few days kind of thing. It's more or less done. Like, a couple more coats of paint and a little more cleaning up will probably get it done. But also the windows are covered over in brown kind of paper, so you can't peek in easily. If you had to guess, the lake is behind the museum, though, as you were instructed.
Well, I think we should at least check out the lake. I'm not sure we should be breaking into the museum in broad daylight.
No, but can we get in during the night?
Yeah. I think we probably could. I see some windows we could potentially break her open or something at least. Let's go look at the lake for right now, though. See if we see anything.
Yeah.
All right.
So we walk to the pit in the ground, yeah.
Yeah, so you walk around the building, and so it's more or less as described. It's a typical kind of man-made lake. It's not deep, but also you're kind of looking at it from an angle, so you can't see into it all that well. There's a couple of park benches put up around. It's a family space. Like, the lake is maybe 100 feet across, tops kind of thing. Like, you could run around it quite easily. It's the description of a glorified duck swimming pool, not the worst one given. It's not full of water yet. There's like a skimming of water in the bottom, maybe from rain, maybe from like a test fill or something like that. But it's just kind of a crater in the ground.
Are we hearing birds or seeing squirrels or anything like that?
That sounds like an alertness.
72 failure.
Yeah.
11 out of 56 critical.
Yeah, so Jackal, you don't hear anything, but jet lag, you don't hear birds and you don't hear squirrels. What you do hear is the sounds of wave. Maybe also kind of the hustle and bustle of a city or something like that. But not a modern city, like maybe an older city, like a really old city though. Like, and maybe hear the sounds of a language being spoken you don't recognize. Maybe it's like it's European though in sound, I guess, to you. But beyond that, you can't quite place it off the top of your head. You're not hearing it super well though. But give me a POW check.
18 out of 85, success.
All right, so for a split second, you feel drawn to the edge of the lake. You manage to kind of shake it off, and then the sounds die off and stuff like that. But yeah, no, you're kind of like it's a weird moment of you felt like almost like you were being pulled or beckoned towards the man-made lake.
Did any of y'all hear that or feel that?
Nope.
I felt like there was something going on. Like I heard like city sounds, and I was thinking there would be nature here, like, you know, some birds or squirrels or something, but I don't hear any of that. And I heard like a city, some language, and like, I don't know, it was like it was coming from the lake here, and I wanted to like go into it for a second. It was like a weird compulsion.
Sure it wasn't coming out of the warehouse, like a speaker in there or something?
It could have been. That's a good point. I don't know. Certainly felt weird, though. Let me know if you guys end up feeling anything later or something. Maybe it's just, like you said, too big of a burger or something, playing tricks with my mind.
All right, so now everyone but Jetlag give me a POW test.
All right.
46 out of 80 success for Jekyll.
30 out of 65 success, Jotun.
96 out of 60 failure.
All right, so yeah, again, the rest of you kind of feel that slight pull, but it vanishes quite quickly. Agent Jumper starts kind of slowly walking towards the edge of the lake, though. Maybe she's aware she's doing it, maybe she's not, but like, yeah, she gets probably half the way there before the rest of you notice it, and she's not necessarily responding to you yelling at her to stop or what the hell's going on kind of thing. She's almost like in a trance of some kind or something. And Agent Jumper, you're also hearing the sound of kind of like waves breaking on the shore or something, and it's because you're you and you're a little bit kind of altered compared to everyone else, it's coming from that lake.
Hey, yo, Jumper, what are you doing?
There's something in that lake.
There's a little bit of water in there. What are you talking about?
No. There's sounds coming from the lake. I'm just going to take a closer look.
Yeah, so can you kind of speed up walking to the edge, or what's the plan? Like, just kind of keep...
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to the edge and get on my knees and try to, like, look into the lake. Like, is it clear enough to look into?
Oh, yeah, no, it's daytime. Yeah, you can look into the lake. So, and you look into the lake, and the lake is impossibly deep. Like, from the angle you were looking at, it looks like it was a shallow lake. The lake you're looking at, like, right now, you can't see the bottom. It seems to go on forever, and reflected back in it are two black suns. And you know they're black because you can tell the sky being reflected back in this lake is white, despite the fact the water is an impossible blackness to go along with it. Like, it's almost like looking at like a TV screen of sorts or something like that. You can kind of see the colors roughly in it. And give me a sand check on this one.
Yes. Will do.
It was two black whats? I didn't quite catch that.
66 out of 32. That is I don't know why it isn't saying a critical, but I critically failed.
That's a fumble, yeah.
Okay, it says fumble. Okay.
So you're going to take a full 6 points of sand damage off that. And yeah, you feel there's something comforting about this lake almost. Like, maybe you've always been trying to get to this lake or something like that. It's not time to go to the lake yet, but soon. Pretty soon.
I'm going to say that the two suns are here, and I'm going to reach into the water.
Yeah. You going to touch the water?
Yes.
The water is unbelievably cold, like impossibly cold, like reaching into the concept of winter cold. You gotta keep reaching into it, or what's the plan?
No, I'll pull back, but I kind of want to check out my hand, see what it looks like.
Okay, so from on your arm down to what was in the water as you pull back is just gone. Everyone give me a sand check.
What the fuck?
Okay.
15 success, Jackal.
Even if you succeed, you take 2 sand damage off of this one. And we're going to kind of redo that squad thing because this is truly traumatic. If you fail, it's going to be a 1d6 on top of that 2 sand damage for a maximum of 8 potentially.
Okay, so that takes me below my breaking point.
Yep.
And I am now below my breaking point.
All right, cool. So keep track of that, and I will kind of... we will give you disorders between this and the next kind of... no, we're not going to get into that because we're playing through at this point. Yeah, so keep track of that. If being broken has advantages in this situation, I guess. Like, you maybe see things that aren't necessarily there or actually are there is the way of thinking of kind of what Aubrey's been going through all of this.
So she reached into the water and now is missing an arm.
It's not so much even missing. Like, it's not like it got cut off. It's just like it's gone. Like, it's not like he was born with that. It's almost like the arm ends. Like there was never supposed to be an arm there, I guess, even.
Holy fuck, Jumper. What the hell happened to your arm?
I mean, I'm guessing I'm just screaming.
No, there's no pain. It's just gone.
Oh, really?
No pain.
There's no pain. It doesn't hurt.
Her arm's missing. If I looked and my arm was gone, you better believe I'd be screaming.
My arm's in the lake. The lake with the 2 suns. My arm's in there.
2 suns? What?
2 suns?
There's the skyline with 2 suns is in that lake.
So is Jumper like she's not bleeding? Or
No,
anything.
it's just like it's the arm just kind of ends. I'm guessing you put your arm up like this below your elbow or something like that. Like it's you could get closer and look at the stump or something like that. But like from what you're looking at, there's no blood, there's no nothing. It's just kind of I keep using the word end specifically. Like it just stops. There's no jaggedness. It's perfectly not there.
All right, let's think about this logically as best we can. Her arm is gone. So, but it doesn't hurt?
No.
Let me ask you this. Does it feel like you can move the fingers that were there?
I tried to move my fingers that were once there.
You feel like they're moving. You're just not sure where they're moving.
No, my arm's still there. It's in the lake. I can feel them moving.
Does it feel like they're in water?
I don't know.
Not really.
No, not in water. I think it's there. My arm's on the other side of the lake. Wherever the lake goes.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Is it possible that her arm is... How... Oh, Lord.
I don't know what to say about this.
All right, is it... What I guess I'm trying to say is I'm wondering if it's possible that her arm still exists. It's just not there. Does that make sense to anybody?
No. I don't get it. I mean, you're not bleeding or anything. What the fuck happened to your arm?
It's in the lake.
Would we all see the 2 suns at this point?
Are you looking into the lake?
Sure. I mean, we'd be looking in the lake to see where the hell her arm, like where her arm went.
Yeah, so you're all looking into the lake?
Yeah, I'll go to the edge and stand behind.
Everyone's looking into the lake. Give me a power roll again.
Shit. 95% failure out of 65.
Yeah,
Success for Jackal, 13.
Success for jet lag, 68 out of 85.
So you're all looking into this lake again. Yeah, you're seeing this kind of double sun reflection of some kind. Like if you look up, it's obviously the normal sky you're used to, but what's coming back at you in this lake is not what you're used to seeing. And everyone give me a sand check that's now up there that's not missing an arm.
Success. 30 out of 75.
Success 38.
Success 46 out of 51.
Yeah, so you all take 2 sand damage again because like this is some weird ass shit, I guess is the way of thinking of it. But yeah, like you hear the sound of what you're now pretty sure is a medieval city off in the distance. Like you hear like the kind of clip clop of hooves on cobblestones. You hear the crashing of waves, and kind of through all of this, Agent Jumped and Jotun, you're slowly, subconsciously reaching out towards the water.
Does Jackal see that?
Yeah.
Actually, can I, step towards the edge and turn around in an attempt to submerge my whole self in the lake?
Do you want to fall into the lake, essentially?
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna try to grab both of them by their shirts and pull them away from the edge.
All right, so give me a strength check on that one. Are you guys going to oppose that or not really?
I'm going to oppose it.
All right.
I'm getting my arm back.
14 out of 65 success for
All
strength.
right. Are you opposing that, Jotun?
Do I have to?
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
He's
Opposing would just mean you're trying to fight through it, I guess. Like Agent Jumper's doing that to do that.
I have no reason to be trying to get into this lake, so if he's trying to stop me.
Yeah, no, so P manages to pull both of you back pretty successfully. You kind of fall to the ground. Whatever was pulling you kind of seems to let go, and in another just kind of horrifying moment, you see kind of the black reflection just kind of swirl and dissolve into itself, and that's just what you'd expect to be there. Everyone give me another sand check.
Success for Jackal.
If you fail, failure is just 1 sand point in this case.
Okay, how do I determine my next breaking point?
So basically take your previous breaking point, subtract your POW from that.
Okay, so that would be... So my next breaking point is 52 minus 13. Okay, so we're on the ground, right?
I don't know what was pulling you to that water, but we got to stay away from that lake.
No, my arm's in the lake. I got to get in there.
I don't know what happened to your arm. I don't know what happened to your arm.
It's in the lake.
I don't know what's going on. But
I am beyond the capacity for rational thought right now.
I don't know. I want to say I want to say it's possible that the lake is somehow a portal, right? Does it make sense?
I'm following you so far.
I can see that.
We're seeing the reflection of another world or some crap like that. And I think that Jumper's arm is there.
But what the hell are we going to do now? Can we just walk back through town? Jumper doesn't have an arm.
I don't know. I just... Shit.
Can I go get my arm?
No. I don't think so.
If there's a way there, then there's a way back.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't count on it, Jumper.
I don't know that that's true. I think that perhaps... I don't know how we get out of this. I just don't... I don't know.
Jumper have like a jacket on or something like that?
With the EPA jacket. Just like a windbreaker.
Did it take the sleeve too?
No, just the arm.
How about we like tie your sleeve in a knot or something, or maybe we should just leave it. I don't know. We were trying not to draw too much attention to ourselves. That bartender sees us again, I'm pretty sure he's going to know.
All right, I'm not sure what we do at this point. I am sure that we need to do something. So,
I think if Jumper wants her arm back, we should let her go get her arm back.
do you honestly believe that?
Something in there is telling us to go there.
Listen, nope, that's not going to work.
I think that's where we need to go.
I was going to say, what if we got a rope? But the rope would just get severed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't take her sleeve. Maybe it only wants body parts.
Is that true? Is her sleeve hanging there limp or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I mean, Jackal, do you think we should let Jumper into the water?
Fuck no.
Okay. So we've got one, think we should. We got one, absolutely not.
I'll remind you, the water looks normal again. Like, it's not doing that weird reflection. It's just kind of a shallow lake.
So it's not even an option right now to investigate necessarily.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it looks like a normal pool of water.
Fair enough. I just want to grab a stick and poke the water.
Easy enough to do. Yeah, you find a stick, you poke at it. It's just water. Nothing weird happens.
Well, it seems to be back to normal for right now. So it's perhaps a...
We can go confront Charles. Ask him what the hell's going on with this place.
We could. That might be our best option, to be honest. Right?
I like it. Straightforward problem solving. Let's see what happens.
All right, so we're going back to kind of the festival ground, see if you can find Charles.
Yeah,
That's my vote.
I like it.
All right, cool. So you're walking back that way. It sure feels like it's a lot faster getting back than it was too, but also, who knows, weird stuff is afoot. So it gets strange. So as you're getting closer to where people should be, you're not finding anyone. Like, all the volunteers, all the workers, they're not there. You hear sounds of people working. You kind of maybe occasionally hear the sound of Mr. Xanthos' voice kind of giving directions or preening about, but you're not finding anyone. Like, all the sounds are coming from, like, just around the corner, if you will.
Does all the festival decoration and equipment look the same? Yeah,
no, it's all there. It's all kind of coming together too. Like, hell, give me an alertness check, actually.
Failure, 68.
Yeah, it's kind of there. It's the nice looking stuff as far as you can tell too. Jotun, though, you're starting to see kind of the thing Jumper was talking about earlier, like the occasional, this kind of like flash of decay and rot on a bunch of this stuff, or kind of the misuse or mismanagement of it.
And so it looks perfect for a second, and then it looks terrible, or vice versa?
The reverse. So it looks perfect and like super great, and then like you get kind of a flash of rotted wood and exposed nails and like just kind of decay and abandonment. But again, it's like it's less than a split second. Like you blink and you'd miss it, kind of thing. Like you're not even totally sure it's there. Jumper, however, is really seeing that kind of image overlay thing I was talking about, where you're kind of seeing two versions of the same building simultaneously. And on top of that, Jumper is occasionally seeing buildings that obviously aren't there. Like, they're completely wrong architecture and century, and they're there and then they're gone.
I want to try to focus on those buildings and determine, like, if I can detect anything about them, like, if I, like, see, like, bank or, any kind of signs of, like, what they were or what they are,
Give me a search, yeah.
Okay. I got 38 out of 45. That's...
Yeah, so you do see some stuff. You have history. Do you have anthropology by any chance?
I did take history. Mine was more supposed to be like history, like crime history and stuff.
Yeah,
that's why I took history.
Yeah, it's still history though.
Okay.
How high's your history?
41.
Yeah, so you looking at some of this stuff, like you can't read it. Let me rephrase. Let me ask this, I guess. Like, does your character speak French by any chance?
No.
Yeah, so in the kind of the flashes you're seeing of these impossible buildings, you occasionally see, you can't read it because you don't speak French, but like signs or whatever that appear to be written in French, kind of big, flowing, old school kind of hanger signs outside of some of these things. Again, maybe you have enough kind of French from being through the American education system to kind of recognize what the language looks like, but maybe it's Italian. You can't quite tell, but it's definitely a old school romantic language.
Huh. Well, I mean, this area was kind of settled by the French one. Yeah, I'll actually point these out as we're walking by. I was like, there used to be a building there, or there is a building there, or there should be a building there. I can't tell, but there's and I'll just keep pointing like that out to the group, who probably thinks it's...
Jumper, are you saying you're like looking at a building right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of. It's there, but not there. Like a shadow of a building? Does that make sense?
I would whisper to Jackal, I think she's losing it.
Yeah, it's like she lost more than her arm.
I see what she's talking about, too.
Oh,
You don't see the
God.
extra buildings. You kind of see the weird overlay, but the extra buildings that Jumper's now seeing, you don't see.
Okay, never mind. I kind of get what she was saying earlier about the, it's all a facade. I'm starting to get that sense distinctly, too.
Well, I'm not going to rule anything out.
So what the hell do we do now?
I can't find a single person around here. I can hear them, but I can't find them.
I mean, is this some other dimension starting to enter our own? I don't know. This is beyond me.
All right, so while you're all contemplating this, you all receive on your phones a text message from a wrong phone number. It's too many numbers and simultaneously not enough numbers somehow.
Is there a message?
There is, and you can flip open your phones. You're looking at it, and it says green box and has a geotag location on it, or kind of a set of nav coordinates you could navigate to if you so wished.
Y'all just get this text message.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is coming from Miss Pine or what, but I'm of the opinion, fuck it, I don't care who's sending this. Let's go check out what's in this green box if it does exist. Can't be any worse than here.
Yeah, I need a little help from above.
Give it a shot. All right, so we're going to try to follow these coordinates, I guess.
Yeah. No, they'll go into a GPS pretty easily and stuff like that, and they lead to the middle of nowhere as best you can tell. Like they're kind of out there. Like yeah, it's a very Kansas thing, but it's like the middle of a field almost or something is where these might take you. But yeah.
Can we search around out in the field?
Oh, you're not driving there. You're looking at your phone, kind of on the geo.
Oh, sure.
Where it's like, oh, it's the middle of nowhere as best we can tell.